Let's take a look at the syntax so that you understand. As we mentioned, positive, negative, zero, and text. Those are more like the four variables that you can put in a cell, and this is how it has been created. Now, let me just type something here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, enter, right? And I can use my control 1. So instead of, if you prefer the control 1, or just click on this formatting as well, you go to the number, but let's just use the control 1. So control 1 to look at the formatting. So here we have general number. So let's take a look at it. If I change this to number, you can see that I have different numbers that has been created automatically. The one for currency, which I can select from, or you can see the sample as well, right? For the one of accounting, you can see where you can change different currency, apply the currency as well. In case you put a date and you want your date to appear in a particular format, you can also pick that here. If you put timing, right, percentage, fraction, scientific, text, right? But what we want to check now is this custom. Is this custom? And under this custom, these are more like the format that they've created automatically, right? So I'll come up here where I just click on this blank. So in case of you have any type you have in your own, all right, you can let's just delete it and let's take a look at it. So I'm saying the first thing is what is positive. So it's as good as I'm typing positive here, right? The semi column, right? Then I type negative, semicolon, right? Then next one will be zero, semicolon, and the next one will be text, right? So you can see this first. Now, which means if you just put three semicolon, first semicolon, I'm saying any positive value that I have in the cell should not show, should not be displayed. Second one, which is the zero, the negative. Third one, which is the what? The zero. So positive, negative, zero, and the text. This is four semicolon. If I click on this and I click on OK, so okay, I think that's supposed to be three, not four. So that's supposed to be three. And I click on OK. Look at what happened. As I said, formatting does not change what is in the cell. It only changes what you see. Now, this is showing us that there's nothing inside this cell. But if you look at the formula bar, it's showing that there's something. So let me go back to that my formatting, my syntax. As I said, the first one represents negative, positive, right? So if I type 0, comma, then 0, 0. Now, as I'm typing it, you can also see the sample of the results. And let me click on OK here. Look at what happened. It has changed that, and now it's appearing. So if I click on my control 1 back and I go back and I say, hey, you know what? I want to put a decimal there. As long as I'm within this first positive range, so dot 0, click on my OK. So as you are doing it, you can also be seeing the results here as well. And I click on OK, look at what happened. It will add that 0. So now let's now assume I have a negative. Let me put minus here. Now, remember why this, you see that it will disappear, right? It said, hey, there's still value here because of that formatting. So which means the second one, which is the negative, I would now need to also put. So after the first semicolon, the next one is negative. So I'm saying, hey, whenever it is negative, right, you should still give us the same thing. So 0 is still the same thing as hash, right? So this for negative, comma, my 000 dot 1 decimal at the point. Now when it is negative, hey, we want it to show us a minus. So we put a minus and I click on OK. Look at what happened. It shows the number, right, and put that decimal, that subtraction sign in front of it. Now, what if you want it whenever it is negative? It should give us red. You should make it a red color. Then I'll come after that second semicolon, right? I'll open this square bracket, a square bracket, right? Then I will type red I will type that color and I will close that red without my square bracket. Remember, I'm doing this after that positive syntax. This is the negative one, and I'll click on OK. Now look at what happened. It automatically changes to red. I want to explore what if I type this color, but I think there are certain colors that you can type and it will recognize it. So control 1, right? So that means I'm left with the one that is 0. Say, hey, whenever anyone types 0, what should happen? So whenever you type 0, you should just make it something like dash, and I'll click on OK. So if my value in this variable is what? If I type 0, look at what happens. It returns it as a dash. If I type a typical value, look at what happens. It gives us the appropriate one. If I type a negative minus, let's say minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it turns it to red and add that sign. This is what we call syntax. And here, so with this understanding, it will be easy for you to now take a look at sample syntax that they've created themselves. Right, that's more like the basic thing. So hey, if you want for the text, you can also create, but most times you usually leave text because there's nothing you are changing about the text. If you type something, it is what you want as a normal text. So here you can take a look at how they've created this. These are just like the positive, only positive, right? This one only positive. Now this one they've added the negative, that hey, no, negative, once is negative, it should be in brackets. So which means that our one that we created, we want the negative to be in brackets. So instead of this minus, we just put it in this, we add that bracket, and you look at it, whenever it is negative, that is what is going to turn it into. So you can just check the other syntax, customized syntax that has been created in Excel. So this one, they add currency to it, right? You can just see so that you have that understanding on how to make this happen. So now, how do we convert? Remember, we want to convert this our 5 million into this, and that's the next thing that we need to do.